Cucumbers are one of the lowest calorie foods on the planet. They're about 95% water, and a whole one is about 30 calories before being peeled. So you can eat a lot of them without consuming many calories at all, and that's exactly what makes cucumbers such a powerful tool. Believe it or not, when used the right way, they can actually boost fat loss by as much as 50%. So I'm going to show you the top 5 ways cucumbers help with fat loss, along with some of the best science-backed pro tips to help you get the most out of them, and even one of my favorite recipes from my mom. Now, like I said, cucumbers are one of the lowest calorie foods you can eat, about 15 calories for every 100 grams, and made mostly of structured water. So when you fill your plate with them, you're filling your stomach without loading up on energy that your body has to store as fat. That's the secret behind foods like this with a low energy density. They take up space, they stretch your stomach, but the calorie count barely moves. For example, a medium cucumber that's been peeled is roughly 24 calories. That's less than a small handful of chips, or about a tenth of a candy bar, but you still feel like you ate something substantial. And that's how you start losing fat without even thinking about it. Researchers have actually proven how powerful this is. In a year-long study, 2 groups ate the exact number of calories. The only difference was where those calories came from. One group filled up on water-rich foods like cucumbers. The other group ate drier, more processed foods. And at the end of the study, the water-rich group lost 50% more weight just because their food had more water and fewer calories per bite. That's why a food as simple as a cucumber can make fat loss feel easy. Now, like I said, when you eat cucumbers, it's the volume that does the work for you. They take up space fast, and that stretch in your stomach is what flips the switch in your brain that says I'm full. That's how your gut's designed to work. The more space food takes up, the stronger those fullness signals get. And when that happens, your body releases hormones like GLP-1 and leptin. Those are the same hormones that tell you to stop eating. Meanwhile, most modern foods do the opposite. They pack hundreds of calories into just a few bites. So your stomach never stretches and your brain never gets the message, causing you to keep eating. Cucumbers fix that. Now, the skin plays a small role here as well. That's where most of the cucumber's fiber is. It's also where the vitamin K and the antioxidants live. If you peel them, you lose up to 31% of the fiber and over 3 times the vitamin K. You're missing out on some of the nutrients that help you stay satisfied and steady your blood sugar. So if possible, don't peel them. Just wash them before eating, or you could partially peel them if you had to. And if you don't like the taste of the peel, no problem. Try Persian or English cucumbers. They have a thinner, sweeter skin, and they're a little bit easier to eat. Also, if you want to get the best fat loss benefit possible, eat them before your main meal. We do this all the time in the Livingood household. About 15 to 30 minutes in advance works best. We usually have a bowl of cucumbers and some other vegetables on the counter. You might have a little hummus dip or maybe a powdered ranch dip that you can mix with sour cream, and then it doesn't have all the sugars and bad oils in it. That way, you dip in, you're eating some of those, your stomach's already half full by the time you start eating. So you naturally eat less without even trying. Studies show that doing this can actually cut your calorie intake by as much as 20 to 30%. And that's just one way you can start unlocking the fat burning power of cucumbers. Another way cucumbers can really start working in your favor is by using them to replace high calorie foods. And this is where things get super interesting, because a lot of the calories that are making people gain weight come from foods that are small, they're dry, they're dense, things like a handful of chips, a few crackers, a bun on a sandwich. Those calories add up fast, long before your stomach even has a chance to feel full. But when you start swapping them for cucumbers, the math changes quickly. A handful of chips is about 150 calories. The same volume of cucumber slices, 15 calories. Or maybe even try a pickle, so you still get that crunch. It's 135 calories saved instantly. Do that just 3 or 4 times a day, a side with lunch, a snack in the afternoon, another with dinner, and you've quietly cut as much as 300 to 500 calories without even noticing, and you still got something to crunch on. That can be as much as a pound of fat a week, just from one simple food swap. That's why I love cucumbers. One reason cucumbers work so well for this is because you still get the satisfaction that your brain is looking for. That crisp sound, the crunch when you chew, the feeling of biting into something fresh. Those sensory cues tell your brain, I'm eating something substantial. Studies actually show that people who eat solid, crunchy foods feel more full. Not only that, they also eat about 50 fewer calories per meal than people who eat softer foods. That means the texture of cucumbers alone helps you control appetite. So if you love dips, don't give them up. Just change what you use to scoop. Use the thick cucumber rounds instead of crackers when eating hummus or guacamole. They hold up, they taste clean, and you still get that satisfying eating experience that your brain craves. You can also try slicing cucumbers the long way, hollowing them out, and turn them into little boats, or using the longer strips to get a better dipping stick. You could fill the boats with things like tuna salad or chicken salad. They carry flavor just as well as bread, but without the empty calories that usually come with it. So you can literally use the cucumbers to replace the bread completely, or turn them into noodles for a night, a refreshing pasta alternative. You can use a spiralizer and you can cut them into noodles for your pasta. And the beauty of it is you can still eat until you're satisfied, because you're replacing the calorie-dense foods that rack up the calories with one that keeps you full while burning off the fat naturally. Next, let's talk about hydration. The water in cucumbers works differently than the water that you drink and that you lose an hour later. That's because it's trapped inside the plant's cells. So it absorbs slowly and it keeps you hydrated longer. And that matters because when your body is well hydrated, your metabolism runs faster and your cells burn fat more efficiently. Even if you're experiencing mild dehydration, just 1 or 2%, that's enough to slow down fat burning. Here's something most people don't realize. Hydration itself actually burns calories. In clinical trials, just 2 cups of water raised the metabolic rate inside of people 25 to 30% for the next half hour. The way it works is that your body has to warm the water to match your internal temperature, and that process uses energy. So when you eat cucumbers, you get that same gentle thermogenic effect without forcing your body to chug glass after glass of plain water all day. In addition, staying hydrated also takes pressure off of your liver. That's the organ responsible for clearing toxins and processing fat. When you're dehydrated, it slows down. Instead of burning fat for energy, it starts storing it. But when you're getting enough water, your liver can finally focus on what it's supposed to be doing, breaking that fat down for energy and removing the toxins. And because cucumbers naturally contain potassium and magnesium, they also help your body flush out the excess sodium and water. That's what gets rid of the puffiness and the bloating. That can make you feel heavier than you actually are. So when you think of cucumbers, don't just think of them as water. Think of them as structured hydration, the kind that your body can actually use and absorb to speed up fat loss and improve how you feel all day long. Finally, speaking of hydration, one of the most popular uses of cucumbers for fat loss is cucumber water. For a lot of people, the hardest part of staying hydrated is that plain water gets just too boring too fast. And that's where cucumber water makes it easy. It adds a light, refreshing flavor that makes you want to keep sipping without sugar, without sweetness, without artificial flavors. And when water actually tastes good, you naturally drink more of it. And that's when the fat loss benefits start showing up. Also, think about what cucumber water can replace. 1 can of soda is around 140 calories. A glass of juice is roughly the same. A sports drink like Gatorade can be anywhere from 80 to 140 calories. Now swap those for cucumber water and you're potentially cutting as many as 500 calories a day. That's enough to drop about a pound a week without changing a single meal. And like we just discussed, if you drink it before eating, it can also speed up fat loss by as much as 50%. In addition, cucumber water could also help stop those I need a snack moments that sneak up when you're really just dehydrated. Your brain can send confusing signals because it uses the same control center for hunger and thirst. So when you're low on fluids, it sends a generic signal that feels like hunger. Sip on cucumber water instead of snacking, and you might notice those cravings fade in a few minutes because your body just wanted water, not food. The light flavor helps you drink more without thinking about it, and that small change can prevent you from eating when you don't actually need to. So I recommend keeping a pitcher in the fridge or cucumbers chopped up so you can easily add them. Drop a few slices into your bottle in the morning, and that flavor builds up as it chills. And every sip keeps your energy up and your appetite in check without any extra effort from you. Now, one of my favorite recipes growing up was a vinegar cucumber recipe. My mom made it all the time from the cucumbers we grew in the garden. I'm going to drop that recipe below for you. If you want to try, it's kind of a cucumber salad. It's absolutely delicious, and you can soak them and keep them in vinegar, so you're getting the benefits of vinegar for weight loss, and you're getting the cucumbers. I think it's a perfect snack with a good crunch that can keep you out of the pantry and instead into a healthy food like cucumbers. Now, You've seen how powerful cucumbers can be for fat loss, but that's just the start. Because this incredible food doesn't only help you burn fat, it can actually fix some of the most common health problems people deal with every day. I'm talking about things like high blood sugar and low energy and even digestion. So if you want to see exactly how cucumbers can help your body start healing from the inside out, watch my next video. It's called Eat a Cucumber a Day and These 5 Health Problems Vanish. And I guarantee a few of the benefits in it are going to surprise you. I'll include a link to that video here. Click to watch it next, and I'll see you there.